today, and I want you guys to take this training extremely serious, okay? Because it's gonna make a lot of sense to a lot of people. The 3 levels of memory, okay? And a lot of it has to do with manifestation and everything. Now, real quick, okay? All right, really quick. All right, this is what I want to do. I want to start off this call like this. All right, if there's anybody on this call, all right, that knows the 4 levels of learning and can tell me each one, okay, by the literally to the tail, right? If you can explain each and every single one of the 4 levels of learning, I want you to raise your hand, okay, and I want you to let me know so I can bring you up here really quick, right? Who knows them off the top of the head like that? Like right now, if I ask you, yo, what are the 4 levels of learning? Who knows them? Raise your hand if you do. Okay. First person to raise their hand was, don't put it in the chat box. No, do not put it in the chat box. Okay. I need to know the 4 levels of learning. All right. First person to raise their hand was Christian Scott. Okay. Christian Scott, come up here. I'm going to bring you up. Christian Scott, you there, brother?
Yo,
What's up, my brother? How are you today?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, bro. I'm super excited. Where you calling in from, my G?
Chicago.
Chicago in the building. Amazing, bro. So today I wanted to do things a little bit different, bro. Since yesterday I was talking about the 4 levels of learning. We were going over memory, and you know, in the video it asks to challenge, you know, your people to see if they actually know the information. Okay, because it's one thing to, you know, jump on, take notes, but who actually knows the information? So I just want to know, bro, do you know the 4 levels of learning, and can you repeat them back to me to the T?
Yeah, most definitely. So the first one is unconscious incompetence. That's when you don't know that you don't know. You don't know anything. And
Okay.
next is conscious incompetence. That's when you know that you don't know. So you're aware that there's a skill that you lack. The next one is conscious competence. That's when you know that you know, but it still takes some conscious effort in order for you to like continuously improve and get better. And then the final one is unconscious competence. That's when you know and you don't even have to think about it. So just like, you know, tying your shoes or walking, you know, we could do it without even thinking about it at this point.
There you go. Okay, my guy Chris knows the 4 levels. Can we type some fire emojis in the chat
Yes.
box for Chris? Okay, bro. Good job, man. I just wanted to make sure that some people else. Let me see. Who knows? Who knows? I know you probably know the four levels of learning, but who knows the 3 basics that come before that? Right? Raise your hand. Keep your hand raised if you know the 3 basics that come before that, because I'm sure that you know them. But let me see. Let me see my brother Adam right here. My brother Chris killed it. Keep knowing the information, bro. Good stuff right there, bro. Really good stuff right there, bro. I'm glad that you actually know that, man. So happy for you, G, for real. We got my brother Adam now. Adam, do you know, okay, do you know the three basic levels that come before the 4 levels of learning?
Let's see. So the first basic would be who do you listen to? You
Okay.
know that. You know, just whoever has the results that you want. Those are the people that you want to listen to. If somebody, you know, is trying to lose weight, they would go to a personal trainer who knows how to, you know, go ahead and cut down and like they literally get people fit for a living to, you know, go ahead and get people healthier. And next would be the training balance scale. The you know, when it's like 90% why and 10% how, right? 90% thoughts and 10% action, right? Let's see the third one. Ooh, the third one I'm actually, you know, like I'm blanking out on it, man. Shoot, I thought I knew.
Well,
Oh,
I'll
man.
I'll give you a hint. It starts with teach.
Teachability index.
There
Teachability
you go.
index. And there's two factors to the teachability index, right? There's your willingness to learn, right? Most people who pay for courses have a 10 out of 10 willingness to learn. But the second aspect is where the rubber meets the road, and what really gets people, their traction towards mastering something, and that's the willingness to accept change, right?
Yep.
The willingness to accept change is applying the knowledge.
Amazing, my brother. Can we type some fire emojis in the chat box for my brother Adam right there? That was beautiful, bro. Thank you so much for sharing that, man. Everybody follow my boy Adam. He's the man. Soon me and him are gonna be doing some dope stuff as well. So I'm actually looking forward to working with you, my brother. But thank you so much for sharing that. But the reason I had those individuals come up here, both my brother Adam and Chris, come up here and just share value in terms of what the 4 basics are, is because these are things that every single one of you guys on this call need to know. Okay, like remember, guys, in life, it's all about the basics. Okay, it's all about the basics. Okay, and the basics is what gets you to success. Remember this. All right. You master the basics, and what happens, guys? What happens if you master the basics? Can anybody finish that for me? If you master the basics, what happens? There you go. Press nose. When you master the basics, you master your life. Okay. So you gotta understand this to the T. Okay. All right. Master the basics, master your life. So if you're on this call and you don't know the 4 basic levels, right? I want you to understand that this is the key to this right here. Okay. Everything is going to come down to how good can you know the basics. All right. Now, I'm not going to do the basics on this call because, like I said, you should already know them. All right. And if you're somebody who's on this call and you just joined and you haven't got a chance to learn them, I get that. But for my people who have been on this call and actually do know the information now and heard it before, you need to know this stuff. All right. It's super important. Okay. So teachability index, right? The first basic is who do you listen to? The second basic is teachability index, which is willingness to learn. This is how you measure your teachability index. And then willingness. Okay. This is not even the training yet. All right, guys. I'm just going over the basic stuff. All right, that you got to know off the top. Willingness to accept change. All right. Number 3 is training balance scale, right? Which basically states that 90 to 99% is spiritual, kind of like what Adam went over, and then 1 to 10% of it is the physical, the work. All right, understanding that. And then the 4 levels of learning. Okay, 4 levels of learning, right? Which is unconscious, incompetence, unconscious, incompetence, conscious, competence, and unconscious. Competence. Right. That right there, you have to know off the top of your head. Like if I was to see you walking in an event, okay, and I was to be like, yo, what are the basics? What are the 4 basics right now? Tell me. You got to be able to tell me. Who do you listen to? Teachability index, willingness to learn, willingness to accept change, training balance scale, 90 to 99% spiritual, 1 to 10% physical, and the 4 levels of learning are unconscious incompetence, right? Conscious conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and unconscious competence, right? Very important. Okay, super, super key information to know. All right, now let's talk about the training. Okay, now the same way, right, that you know that, you got to know this, which are the 3 levels of memory. Okay, there's 3 levels to memory. All right, and you got to understand this, and you got to know this to the T. Okay, because too many people don't really understand, all right, the importance of memorizing this. Okay, it is so important for each and every single one of you guys to memorize this, right? So the first level of memory is engage in the system. Okay, engage in the system. Now, the system is what's going to help you guys understand, all right, this information. All right, you got to actually engage with it. What does that mean to engage? All right, let's look up the definition of engage so you guys can get a better understanding, right? Engage means to participate or become involved in. Participate or become involved in. All right, so you got to understand that you got to participate and become involved in the information, understanding what it is. Okay, what are the 4 basic levels of success? What are the 4 levels of learning? All right, you got to know the information. Okay, what are the desired exercises? How is it that you can get to the next level? So on and so forth. Right now, what is the system, guys? Remember, the system, a lot of it has to do with, okay, oops, my bad here. Let me get this for you. Has to do with the books, okay? It has to do with the audios. The audios, the events. Remember, the events are very important, okay? The podcasts, okay? This is how you engage in the system. Are you every single day engaging? Are you participating in learning more about the information, more about the basics, understanding where it all comes from? Okay, this is something that too many people kind of brush under the rug, and you kind of lose it because you see, this is one of the most important things that you can ever learn. Okay, this is one of the most important things that I've ever learned in my whole life. Like, this has changed me forever. Because I know this information, like I know my name, this information has changed me forever, right? Engage in the system of your network marketing business. Okay, do you understand network marketing? Okay, do you understand how it works? I know a lot of us on this call are network marketers. Okay, do you know what network marketing is? Do you know how it works? Have you read the books that are for network marketing? Have you read GoPro? Have you read Building an Empire? Have you read your first year network marketing? Okay, do you truly understand the business of network marketing, or you just doing it because somebody else is doing it, or you just doing it because it makes you money? No, you're never going to be able to win like that. Okay, have you engaged in the skills of network marketing? All right, have you engaged in the skills that come with the business that you are a part of? All right, do you know the skills? If I were to put you up to the test right now and I were to be like, okay, these are the skills to network marketing, can I count on you to know that you can attempt and perform each skill at a high level? Do you know how to invite? Do you know how to edify? Do you know how to present the business? Do you know how to close? Do you know how to promote? Do you know how to, run your own event? All right. It's all about knowing the skills. Remember, guys, this is so important. Do you have this information memorized? Are you engaging in the system every day? Are you participating in it every day? Okay, because you see, this is how I was able to attract and manifest a lot of what it is that I have today. Going back to what I wanted to go over yesterday, when it comes to manifestation, okay, I was able to manifest everything that I wanted today was because I was always engaged in the system. I was always there, right? I was always listening to the books. I was always listening to the audios, going to the events, listening to the podcast, understanding my business, understanding the skills that needed to be developed. Okay, I was getting to the point where I wanted this information to be what? Unconscious. All right, I wanted this information to become unconscious competent. I wanted this information to become unconscious competent, which is basically when it becomes second nature, right? Second nature, right? That's when you know that you got the information down to the T, when you have it second nature. Okay, up until then, you still don't have it down to that level. You see, and if you're on this call and you don't know what unconscious competent means, right? And you can't off the top, then that means that you don't know the information well enough. Okay. Don't just get in the habit, guys, of taking notes and not knowing the information. Too many people are very good note takers, but they don't take the time to actually reread their notes, take the time to remember the information, and take the time to actually study and talk about it. Okay, this is something that you have to engage in, okay, which is very, very important. Okay, now the second one is the most important one of the 3 levels of learning. I mean, the 3 levels of memory, which is something called spaced repetition. Okay, spaced repetition. Now, what does that mean, Neno? Well, there's actually a story about this guy. His name was Paul J. Meyer, right? And he created this company. It was like this movement. It was called Success Motivation Institute, right? And what he did was he put this company together, and his goal was promoting spaced repetition. Now, what was spaced repetition in his eyes, right? Is he would take the basic concepts and he would introduce them to people in 50 different ways. So he would take the same basic concepts and he would basically repeat it to people in 50 different ways. That was his goal with teaching people the basics, right? Taking what we know and teaching it in multiple different ways, right? It's called repeat, 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 right? The repetition, the repetition, the repetition, the repetition. Okay. Now, I want you guys to do a quick exercise really quick right now. All right. This is why repetition is so important. This is why repetition is the key. Okay. And Desiree did me a huge favor and put the definition in the chat box. Thank you so much, Desiree. She said repetition is the action of repeating something that has already been said or written. Okay. So like I said, the repetition of it every day, talking about it. The reason why I know the 4 basics is because I've talked about it. I've wrote it down. I've listened to it. I've done so much with it because guess what? I've repeated something that has already been said or written multiple times. Now, real quick, think about, look at this exercise. All right. Real quick. I want everybody to stop what you're doing right now. All right. I want everybody right now to think of your name. Think of your name. What is your name? Okay. You got it? Type a 1 in the chat box if you know your name. Just want to make sure that everybody gets it. Everybody knows their name. Okay. We all know our names, right? Now, try and forget it. Try and forget your name right now. Try and forget it. Can you forget it? Try to forget your name. Try to be like, Neno, you no longer exist. It's impossible. You can't forget it. You can't forget it. You can't forget it, right? Understand that once you learn this information, you can't forget it. Once it becomes like your name, that's when your whole entire life will change. You got to get this information automatic. You have to get the skills automatic. You see how I can ask you what your name is, right? I can ask you what your name is and you right away know, my name is Neno, right? I can't forget that my name is Neno. I can't just make a decision right now to forget and then I forget that my name is Neno. Okay? Once it has been installed in your mind, okay, it becomes automatic. All right, information now becomes knowledge. Okay, so it has to be repeated every single day, right? You got to read every day. You got to listen to audios every day. You have to be attending as much events as you go to. All right. You have to be literally listening to this information at all times of the day. You got to be talking about it every single day. Okay. Look at another example right here. Finish the sentence. The service to many leads to greatness. Okay. You see how you guys know that? You see how you guys can literally repeat that and you can't even forget it even if you wanted to? The same way you guys know that information, and it's because guess what? How many times have we said the service to many leads to greatness on Mornings with Nano? We've said it maybe 1,000 times. Too many times. But because we've said it so many times, because we've talked about it so many times, because think about it, guys. The service to many leads to greatness is one of those basic concepts that you can teach in 100 different ways. You can teach it through the Bible. You can teach it through stories. You can teach it through explaining to people. The more people you help, the more you accomplish. There's so many different ways to teach the service to many leads to greatness. We already understand that. We already know, right? What's another way to teach the service to many leads to greatness? Jim Rohn teaches it. If you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. You help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. That's another way to teach the service to many leads to greatness. Okay? And it's understanding this stuff, okay, guys? Because now, right, when you know this information and you understand this information and you've repeated it so many times, it becomes you. You become the information. You become, remember, guys, you become what you think about most. Listen to me. You become what you think about most. Okay? So what are you mostly thinking about? What are you mostly talking about? All right? You got to understand and be able to reteach this information, guys. That's the key. The repetition of it every day. That's why people say, that's why sometimes I laugh at people that, I remember, I think I had some people, I think about a few months ago. There was a month where I was teaching a lot about spirituality on Mornings with Neno. And I had somebody tell me like, yo, you're teaching the same thing every day. And I'm like, only if you knew how powerful that is. And I asked them, I'm like, yo, perfect. Then, if you think I'm teaching the same thing every day, right? I'm like, okay, explain to me what this is, right? I've been teaching this the whole entire week. All right. What is the primary law to the law of attraction? If you've been listening to it, you already know it. Tell me, what is the primary law to the law of attraction? He's like, well, what do you mean? I said, what is the primary law to the law of attraction? The law of attraction is the secondary law. If you've been paying attention, if you've been listening, you know that the law of attraction is a secondary law. The primary law is the law of vibration. I'm teaching the same thing every day, but you still don't know it. And then that's when it hit him and he's like, wow, that makes sense, bro. Is that you got to hear it over and over and over and over again. Guys, if you're not reading every day, if you're not listening, if you're not listening to audios every day. I was on the plane right here from Miami to San Francisco, 5.5 hour plane trip. And for 5.5 hours, I listened to audios. All I listen to, guys, if you ask me, all I listen to is Kevin Trudeau. I don't listen to anything else. Very rarely would you hear me listening to something else. I'll listen to some other stuff, but majority, I just listen to KT, Kevin Trudeau. All right. I'm mastering the levels. Okay. There's 5 levels. I'm on level 2 right now. All right. Your wish is your command is only level 1. Okay. It's only level 1. So I got to understand this stuff and really get it down to the T. And look, the reason why it's so dope to know the information and actually understand the information is because of this, guys. I need you guys to remember this. All right. when you don't know the information, you don't feel good. Okay. Type a 1 in the chat box right now if you kind of felt a little, guilty when we were talking about the information and you didn't know it, right? To be honest with me, you felt a little bit guilty that you didn't know the information. You're like, damn, I never learned the 4 levels of learning. I didn't know what the 4 basics were. You kind of felt bad. You were like, you kind of feel left out, when you're in class and the teacher asks a question and everybody raises their hand and you're just there like I didn't study. I'm sure that's how you guys felt, because I've been there before. You know what I'm saying? But it's because, guess what, guys, you guys haven't studied this yet. It literally feels like a foreign language. It almost feels like I feel like I'm talking in code, right? I'm sure that when Adam came up and when my boy Chris came up, it kind of felt like we were talking in code, because some of you guys didn't even know what that was. Okay, but guess what? Between me, Adam, Chris, and all the other leaders in here that have studied this information, who have talked about it, guess what? They have engaged in the system. They've read the books. They've listened to the audios. They've gone to the events. They've listened to the podcast. They understand the skills. Okay. Number 2 is they've repeated the information over and over and over again. But guess what? When you know it, you feel good. Now, remember, feeling good means everything is in sync. That's your guidance system. Understand that. Feeling good means everything is in sync. That's your guidance system. You can only create when you feel good. You can't create if you feel bad. Listen to the message. Feeling good means that everything is in sync. That's your guidance system. That's how you know if everything is working for you. Okay. Somebody comes up to you and tells you, Neno, I'm frustrated. I can't seem to create the lifestyle that I want to. Can you help me with that? Anybody see the irony in that message right there? Right? Neno, I'm frustrated. I can't seem to create what I want. Well, first you're frustrated. How can you create what you want if you're frustrated? You're mad, you're sad. The feeling is the secret. And if you want to feel good, all right, you got to understand and know the information. Why you think I feel so good? Why you think I'm so aligned at all times? Because regardless of whatever I go through, I know the information. I study the information. You got to know this like you know song lyrics. I was talking to my brother G Honda, who's here with me from New York City. I was telling him, bro, we got to know the information like we know songs. There's Drake songs that I can sing the whole 4 minutes. There's 20, 30 songs that Drake sings that I can sing every single lyric to the T. The ad-libs, everything. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else have those artists that you can literally sing their lyrics to the T, the whole songs, especially those throwback songs that we grew up listening on, right? You ever notice how you could not listen to that song? You ever had a song that you haven't listened to for years and somebody brings it up and you still know the lyrics from that song from years ago? You ever had that happen to you, right? You know why? Because the repetition of it, you heard that song so many times back in your day. You repeated it so many times in your iPhone and in your iPod or whatever, and in your car, and you know it so well. All the parties that you went to, all the times that you listened to it while you were cleaning, while you were in the shower. Think about it, guys. You guys know these songs off the top of your head because all you listen to when you're in your car is music. When you're with your friends, music. When you're getting ready for work, music. All right. When you're at parties, family gatherings, music, 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 music. You do space repetition, but you do it on songs. But if I was to ask you, do space repetition on the information, on the audios that can change your life, that's the key. And that's what's going to get you to feel good. All right. Now, the last and final one, number 3, is this. Read this right here. You need to know this stuff good enough to teach it, and the way you get good enough at it is by teaching it. Listen to that right there. All right. You need to know this stuff good enough to teach it. And by the way you get good enough at it is by teaching it. Right? You guys see, you guys hear that right there? Repeat it one more time real quick. You need to know this stuff good enough to teach it. And the way you get good enough at it is by teaching it, right? Like I always teach you guys, LARP, right? Learn, apply, results, teach, okay? Always talking about it, okay? You got to always be talking about it. Talk to your friends about it. Teach it to your friends. Teach it to your mom. Teach it to your dad. Teach it to the leaders within your organization, okay? Teach it to your significant other. Hey, baby, let me teach you what I learned today. Neno taught me today the 3 levels of learning. This is how we're going to be able to memorize everything that we've been learning from all these great speakers and all these millionaires and all these network marketers. These are the 3 levels of memory. Teach it to her. Teach it to them. Okay? Very important. Okay? Teach it to a friend and understand that it's a process, right? Trust the process. All right? You're not going to know it day one right away. But guess what? You got to keep going through the process. Because now, remember, a lot of you on this call, remember, you guys are freshmen to the information. You guys are rookie to the information. You can't compare yourself to someone like me who's been doing this now and studying this information for 3 years. I'm in my junior year when it comes to this information. You're only in your freshman year. Okay, I've been doing this now. I'm on my 3rd year of studying this information. I've been studying this information. Actually, I'm just finishing up year 2 because I've been studying this information since 2019 when Mornings with Neno started. So you got to understand this stuff, family. This is key. Okay, and something that a lot of people don't know about teaching is this. Okay, is that you can use your imagination to teach. What do you mean? In your mind, imagine yourself on stage in front of a room, teaching the information, teaching people the 3 levels of memory, teaching people the 4 basics. Yo, guys, you don't know how many times I've done speeches in my mind before I actually went and did them in person. Think about that. Some of you guys are still in your first months of all of this information. You guys are freshmen when it comes to this information, guys. Freshmen. Imagine when you get your PhD. Imagine when you get your master's in this information. That's why I tell people, just stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. Just trust the process. Okay? It is gonna come. You can only create when you feel good. You can only create when you feel good. All right? So you got to understand and get it. Get deep down into this info, right? The 3 levels of memory. Number 1, engage in the system. Read the books, right? Right now, my main focus is leadership, right? I'm engaging in a lot of leadership book. That's why you see me reading the book, The Leader with No Title. That's why I'm trying different, things with my leaders and looking for different ways to build relationships and go about certain things, right? I'm engaging in the system. I just bought a new network marketing book called The First Year Network Marketing. Okay. I just came from an event in Orlando. All right. You know how many events I already have scheduled that I'm going to in 2022? I go to all the events. I'm going to Believe Nation. I'm going to go to GoPro. I want to go to a Joe Dispenza event, right? I want to do a lot of different things. I want to engage in this information. Okay. Number 2, space repetition. I'm going to repeat it over and over and over again. over and over and over and over again. I'm hanging out with my friends, the information is playing. We're chilling, we're charting up, the information is playing. You want to talk to me, that's fine, but the information will be playing in the background, just so it could always be subconsciously there. And then number 3, in order for you need to know this stuff good enough to teach it. And the way you get good enough is by teaching it. I learned this yesterday. I can't forget this now. That's it. I know the 3 levels of memory: engage in the system, spaced repetition, and you need to know this stuff good enough to teach it. And the way you get good enough at it is by teaching it. I can't forget that. I know that already. If somebody was to test me later on, walk up to me, Neno, what are the 3 levels of memory? I can tell them the 3 levels of memory: engage in the system, spaced repetition, and you need to know this stuff good enough, okay, to be able to teach it. And the way you get good enough at it is by teaching it. This is the key. So go out there and teach this to somebody. I challenge you guys today to teach the 3 levels of memory to somebody in your life, your family, your friends, your team. Teach it to them. And if you don't know the 4 basics, you got to know this first. This is what you need to know first right here. The 4 basics. Okay. Understand this first right here. Know what they are. And if you're wondering where to get the information and what to study, go to YouTube and type in "Your Wish is Your Command" and watch part 1 through part 13 over and over and over again. Start at part 1, listen to part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, all the way to part 13. When you get to part 13, start all over again at 1 and go through it again. And then start all over again and go through it at 1. And over and over and over and over again until you know the information. That's what I did. Life-changing. All right, fam. So if you guys got value from the 3 levels of memory today, guys, type some 333s in the chat box if you guys got value from that. Yes, yes, yes. Amazing. I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful to be here, guys. And remember, knowing this information is what's going to make you feel good so you can be able to create the reality that you want. I've been studying a lot of deep information. So be ready, because the information that I'm going to be teaching you guys over the next few weeks is going to be very, very deep. Come with your pens and papers ready. Come with your learning pants on, because I've been learning so much and I've been growing so much that I'm about to take us to a whole nother stratosphere of consciousness and awareness that I don't think you guys are ready for, but we're going to do it anyways, because 2022, like I said, is going to be the year where we take ourselves to new levels. And any devil that comes into our lives, we're going to defeat it because we are prepared. Trust me, no devil is going to get the best of us in 2022 because we're going to know the information and we're going to be ready. All right, fam. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the love and all the gratitude and the appreciation that you guys have for me. If you are in the San Francisco area and you want to connect, we actually have an Airbnb here where we're going to be running events. We're going to be linking up with people and teaching people more about the power of crypto, NFTs, and everything. So reach out to me if anything. But with that being said, I love you guys all so much. I'm going to be back in New York I will be back in Miami Sunday, and we'll be able to run the play then. All right. So with that being said, just a quick prayer, and we'll get it rocking. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with another beautiful day filled with your abundance, filled with your blessings. And we're just extremely grateful that, every single day you wake us up and you continue to work on us. You continue to guide us. You continue to provide us with the wisdom that we need in order for us to become better versions of ourselves. And for the individuals that are on these calls, Father, we pray that you help us with memorizing the information that you're teaching us day to day and the information that you're giving us access to. We understand and we don't take it for granted. And we are so, so thankful for the information, for the wisdom, for the guidance and everything that you provide us with on a day-to-day basis. Let's go out there and let's continue to be great. I pray over my brother Z, who just lost his brother. I pray over my brother Troy, who lost his mother as well. So just praying over them, praying for strength, praying for guidance for them and some protection for them during these times, God. And Let's continue to go out there and have a great day. Let's be strong. Let's be intentional. And let's have a great Friday and a great rest of the weekend. We love you so much and we appreciate you. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. Whew. Let's go. I feel good. I feel blessed. And I'm excited to go out there and learn some more information. Be great. Go out there and just know that every single one of you guys are having a great day today. And we're going to be in contact with each and every single one of you guys. See you guys Monday for another episode of Mornings with Neno. Let's rock it.